It's a very great adventure Christmas with your host, Holocaust. Also starring Guy Hayrid.
Why is it Christmas?
Franklin Fordrick.
Have a happy holiday dinger.
H.G. Cockenstuff.
I like to stuff her stocking.
Crystal Pistol Pete.
Yeehaw! It's Christmas!
Mr. Muffy.
Cookies and crackers.
And B. Arthur. Isn't she dead? Some guests may not actually appear.
Ooh, I'm Santa Claus. It says it right here on my card. I'm about to enter the enchanted world of Holiday in the Park at Six Flags Great Adventure. Good thing we can fly over the long line of cars at the parking lot entrance. Let's land over here, boys, and pull into a spot. Ho, 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 ho! This parking lot is a little bumpy. Does anybody pave this? Watch out, Blitzen! Oh no! Dasher may have sprained his leg. How's a Santa supposed to park his sleigh around here? Now I'm walking into what promises to be a truly magical experience. Holiday in the Park, here I come. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus. Oh, I just have to pass these metal detectors. What? Belt off? Okay. Oh, now my pants are not staying up. I guess the secret's out. Santa goes commando.
Ah! Go through, sir.
I'm in great adventure for a holiday in the park. I'm right under the amazing lighted tree. Look at all the charming decorations and lights. I'll admit, even my park could learn a little something here. I don't see a big fun cottage, though. Ooh, there's Great Adventure's Santa's house. Let's walk over and see how my New Jersey Santa brother is doing.
Let's get these people through. Hey, kid, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm Santa. Let's get these toys out. Come on, everyone.
Hey, Santa.
Who the hell is this nut? You trying to take my job? Get out of here.
Ooh, what's this? Security?
We have to ask you to leave, sir.
But I'm Santa Claus. See? It says right here on my... Whoa!
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy...
What is it called? No, it would be like Wonderful Kwanzaa. Or... It's got to have another descriptor.
Oh,
right?
Wonderful
Merry
Kwanzaa.
Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Excellent Kwanzaa.
Jolly Kwanzaa?
Jolly Kwanzaa.
I don't know.
Jovial Kwanzaa.
All right, sure.
All right.
I'll take it.
Copacetic Kwanzaa.
Okay.
Get the alliteration in there.
Sure.
Okay. Well, it's that time of year again.
Yes, Daddy.
It's the holiday season. It's the holiday season.
Ah, whoop-de-doo.
It's time for the Thanks for Writing Christmas holiday episode. This year, we had a chance to do something very special. For the first time ever, Six Flags Great Adventure was open in December for a Christmas event. Holiday in the Park, they called it. It's still open. It's open a little past New Year's, actually. Got plenty of time.
Oh.
A few parks in the Six Flags chain actually did it. Not all of them. A select few. But Great Adventure was one of them. And I was surprised when I heard about this a while back. Of all the parks, of all regional parks anywhere, any chain, but even, especially of the Six Flags parks, Great Adventure is one of the least likely contenders, I think, for a Christmas event, a real family-oriented type of event.
I think I know where you're coming from because it's our home park, and
It's just a hardcore park too.
Right? Yeah, it's hardcore. It's really down and dirty.
Yeah.
But it's like that and Magic Mountain are the two biggest. It's like, I don't know, they sort of share the flagship status.
Right, it's like split flagship status.
So if you look at it in terms of that, it does make sense, but I know what you mean. Reality is a different thing though when you're actually there in the park.
Right.
Experiencing a day there.
And Magic Mountain was one of the other parks that did it.
Right, and they did do Holiday in the Park also, yeah.
They both did it. But anyway, I was happy. It was his first time ever, and we had to go. It's our home park, so
Oh yeah, I
we
gotta
were
check it
going.
out.
We were going. We had season passes anyway. So
Yeah, it didn't cost us a thing.
yeah, I wasn't absolutely sure that was going to be the case. Back in the summer when I heard about
I
this.
wouldn't put that past Six Flags to upcharge this event.
Right.
And I have little faith that they'll not make it upcharge in the future.
Oh, they might change it in the future. Well, anyway, the inaugural Holiday in the Park, it was included in the season pass. So 2015 season pass was good straight up through New Year's. So that's cool. And what did we see? First of all, we had a very nice day. We should just mention that.
Oh, it was a beautiful northeast day in, it's technically still late fall, but it was a nice 5 degrees out.
It was. I think, it was a high of, I think it might have been 65. It was advertised 62. I think it might have got up a little bit more than that. It was warm.
Yeah.
Unseasonably warm. Global warming, I guess. Go figure. I mean, I've been to Fright Fests that were colder than this day
Oh, yeah.
that we went at Great Adventure for Christmas. So that was kind of, it took the edge off, I guess. Although that was one of the things I thought was going to be kind of a badge of honor, about doing this was like, we were going to, ride some of these roller coasters in real sub-zero temperatures. And then that didn't happen. It was like, it could have been any day in April or September.
Oh, yeah.
Based
Easily.
on the weather. So but it made it more comfortable and that was nice. So we had a great day, great weather. We got in there. The first thing we noticed is that it was crowded.
Yep. The line just to get into the parking lot was pretty damn long. However,
Yeah, there's a caveat here.
the ticket booths where you would pay to park, less than half of them were open. So Six Flags really fucked that up.
Yeah, we'd estimate about a third.
Yeah, they had 12 and 5 were open, I think.
A little more than
what
a
it was.
third. And yes, when you slam into that wall of cars, based on what that would be in the summer, I was thinking this place is going to be really packed. That wasn't quite the case because they were running at low capacity with the parking booths. So, but still, I mean, it was terrible that they were even doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Typical Six Flags as far as we're concerned.
yeah.
Right off the bat, they do something to put you in a little bit of a bad mood. Even though it's the holidays, we were listening to Christmas music on the way in. You're supposed to be in a great mood. We were, and yet we haven't even gotten to the park yet. Already something to put us in a little bit of a bad mood.
Well, Six Flags works that magic.
That is the Six Flags. Yeah, we were wondering as we were going in, what is a Six Flags Christmas or a Great Adventure Christmas going to be? Some of the things we came up with were not exactly positive or complimentary to the park. But that's Six Flags for you. Well, this one we did not see coming. I didn't see low capacity. And this was a bit of a theme as we go through the day.
Yeah.
So starts with the parking booths. So we had to wait, 15, 20 minutes just to get in. So that kind of sucked. We got in. I did ponder. I was wondering for a second, do they pave the parking lot every year right after the Halloween? And then it just gets that bad by the next June? I did wonder that point, but no, they don't.
No.
It's just as bad even in December.
They don't touch it ever.
Yeah. Never do. So anyway, we got in, we parked. What was next?
Well, when we started to walk in, they actually put a bunch of actual live trees out, and it smelled like that balsam, Christmas tree smell. Just on the walk up to the booths, and that was pretty nice, actually.
Balsam fir, little Douglas fir. I like Douglas fir.
Douglas fir, okay.
Good Douglas.
Doug Fir, huh?
Yeah, I like those Frasers.
He's a good guy, Doug
Those are the
Fir.
ones with like the skinny
Frasier?
branches.
That's just a bad show.
The skinny branches.
Oh, the skinny branch.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Frasier and his
Bad show.
Nah.
Good tree.
No, just an okay tree. The Frasers aren't that great.
Oh, bad show.
That's what I'm saying. I like the
Okay
Douglas
tree.
or the balsam. Yeah, the trees. It did smell really nice.
Yeah.
The first thought we had was that they were pumping it in. But then, I mean, I quickly thought, like, but this is Great Adventure. They're not doing that.
No.
They didn't just buy a bunch of those really. Those are expensive machinery, I'm sure.
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
this pump smells in outdoors, you know, and keep it hanging around in the air.
Yeah.
Nah, they're not doing that.
No, that's Disney Universal quality.
Right.
It's like Six Flags would get the same result, but they would do it kind of in like the most, I don't know, just like the dumbest, kind of most thoughtless way possible. Just buy a million trees and put them in.
Well,
That's how you get the smell, right?
well, if it was the summer, they'd buy a bunch of like those car trees, the trees you hang in your car, and they'd make a smell in a certain area of the park. But yeah, for this they had Christmas trees, but yeah, they had so many that it did make a nice smell in the air.
Yeah.
So we did notice that. We went in. I did notice I did not have to take my belt off upon going in. I think maybe Holoclaws may have had a different experience, but I know I didn't. You didn't either.
No.
No. So I don't know if they had a little lighter security for the holidays or what. Usually Great Adventure is one of the worst now. Like
Yeah, they've
they
gotten
had,
very strict.
they had the most sensitive. They got new ones a couple years ago, and they're really sensitive. And they like, yeah, you got to take your belt off. It's really nuts. But I really hate that. Again, kind of puts you in a little bit of a sour mode when you get in that park. But anyway, so that was better security in terms of the fact there was less security because you don't need it. It's fine. We get in, and I know the next thing I noticed was snow. They actually did simulated fake snow.
Yeah, the bubble soap snow.
I guess
That
it's,
version.
Yeah, soap. I hope it's soap. Maybe we're being spit on. I don't know. It is New Jersey. Oh. If you're listening from New Jersey, you're not listening from New Jersey.
But no, that's cool. That's it's a very nice effect. It looks very convincing.
Yeah, it was cool. The snow machines were not so obvious. They were up high. They were up really high.
Yeah, that was
on the
good
roof.
too, actually.
If you looked for them, you could see them, but you had to look up. They were way up high, so it was good. I think they could use a few more of those. It was a little like patchy,
Yes, it was.
but it's the first year, so I guess they gotta maybe next year they'll add to the collection. I don't know.
Well, that's another theme that kept coming up too. Was this is the first year they're doing this, so it's a big investment the first time around, and you would hope that they would just keep adding more if they keep doing this.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything had to be bought new for this time. So hopefully they'll add more later. But they shouldn't have to put as much money in. Or if they put more money in or the same amount next year, they could do different things.
Yeah, sure.
But again, we'll get to that. We'll get to some of what they didn't have, what they did have. What they did have, though, again, plenty of decorations. So there's plenty of trees, plenty of lights. Again, everything was brand new. It was all LED stuff everywhere on all the trees and stuff and on some of the buildings. It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, it was a good job.
It seemed like almost every tree that was within the park borders had lights on it.
Like the trees that grow there.
Yeah,
too.
right. That line the walkways and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they brought in Christmas trees from they must have brought out an entire Christmas tree place.
That. Yeah. Well.
Not a farm, but the place in the parking lot. Must have went to one of those and just made that guy's day. And pretty much brought the whole thing out because there must have been like a couple hundred trees around the park.
Oh yeah, there were a lot.
Christmas trees that were bought and they're not going to live. I would imagine they're just
Yeah.
going to die there and be thrown out.
Well, there were a lot of live trees and a lot of fake trees. There's a lot of trees.
Yeah, but then there's the trees that are normally in the park, big deciduous trees.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had those covered in lights. The trunks and up to the lower branches were all covered in lights.
Yeah, they went as high as you could go until you just hit too many branches and you really couldn't wrap lights around the trunk anymore.
So that was cool. The centerpiece, when you made it into the park, that was great. They put a big tree over the Liberty Fountain, and this was a fake tree. Essentially, it was a tree made up of LED lights. It was almost just an LED screen, wrapped into a tree.
Well, that's what it ended up being. Yeah.
Essentially, and it's not obvious at first when you first see it, because we didn't realize it until later, until we walked by again later.
Yeah, until we were walking out, and we happened to catch a show that they do with the tree.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what it was. It was when we were walking out. I know we noticed it changing colors though
Oh yeah.
the middle of our time there, and then again as we were walking out at the very end. Yes, right. That's when we caught a show. And so I guess I don't know how often it is. It's once an hour maybe or something, a half hour. But yeah, every once in a while. So the tree naturally just changes colors every couple minutes, but it's on. It's got some sparkle to it. It looks nice. And then every once in a while, it goes to like a 5 or 10 minute show, and then that's when they show all images on the tree. Like they use the LED technology to its fullest. It's synced to music. I noticed it was a custom track because it actually mentioned Six Flags in the track. It was like "Happy Holidays" from Six Flags at the end of it. They actually did like their own like a song, like a kind of a holiday in the park song. Like they went all out with that part of it.
Well, that tree, that centerpiece tree, it really was Disney quality.
You had to. You
I think it was.
You have to say it, don't you?
I think it was.
You got to admit it.
Because it was, like you said, a tree that was essentially a giant LED screen. And that was very impressive.
Yeah, it was like an LED, the LED globe, the LED world globe from Illuminations,
Yeah, that's a good thing to compare
where the
it to.
continents are like LED screens.
Yeah.
And this was no worse than that. It was.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
it
cool.
wasn't better, but it was like that same quality.
Sure,
Just a
yeah.
Christmas tree shaped LED screen. So I guess in that regard, I guess it was Disney quality, and the way they did the music and the music was nice and it was all synced up. And there was a bit of a light show besides the tree. They had like almost like concert spotlights
Yeah, that's
on the
right.
ground, like also in sync with the whole thing. So yeah, that was pretty awesome actually. And then there's like snow falling, the fake snow.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. I'll say it. That was truly the highlight for me
That was definitely...
of Holiday in the Park
Yeah.
and Great Adventure. I think that was what they did the best was the decorations.
Right. That was the most impressive thing, yeah.
I mean, you could argue that's the most important thing.
And sure, yeah.
So, and maybe in that sense, they did the most important thing right. Because
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
decorations were cool. Mm-hmm. That tree centerpiece though in the show, that was the highlight. There was so many other great things though. What they did was they actually renamed all the lands for Christmas for this event for holiday. I guess really again, it's not all just Christmas. The way things are these days, you can't be like that. It's Holiday in the Park, but they did that. The whole park wasn't open. We should say that too.
Yeah, right.
Right, the entire expanse of the park it was blocked off in certain areas. It was about what 2/3.
It cuts off where... I forget the name of the western area. I'm blanking on it.
Frontier Adventures.
There you go. That entire section is closed off. So the park ends at the boardwalk. Because Golden Kingdom, they still have that land, right? That's closed
Officially,
off too.
yeah, you have to walk through that to get to Frontier Adventures. So yeah, Golden
Yeah.
Kingdom, Plaza del Carnaval,
Okay,
and Frontier
sure.
Adventures were all closed.
Yeah. So no El Toro, no Bizarro, no Runaway Mine Train,
No log flume.
no Log Flume.
It was warm enough.
No Kingda Ka, no Zumanjaro, and no Safari.
No El Diablo.
No El Diablo. Yeah, all those rides are over there, so you couldn't get on any of those. Skyride was not open either.
Well, Skyride, yeah, it goes into that area. So
Oh, and I guess that entire kids area, that Bugs Bunny National Park thing, whatever
Yeah,
it's
that
called
was
now.
closed.
That's
Another-
closed too.
of the land, and then and Lakefront.
Sure, yeah.
But Lakefront is entirely torn up right now.
Yeah.
That's where they're building Total Mayhem. So all that was closed. Yeah. So you had Boardwalk, you had the entrance, you had Boardwalk, Fantasy Forest, Adventure Alley, that's what it's called now, I think, where they changed that name, and
Movie Town?
Movie Town. Those were the areas that were open. They all had different names.
Oh, wait, one more area was open, actually. They actually opened up the old...
Country.
There you go. You could actually walk over by where the Enterprise and the Music Express...
Spinmeister.
Right, that was the Enterprise, where the bumper cars used to be, where you could actually walk over there. They opened that up. That was the, I don't know, Walk of Joy or something. I forget the name of the
Something like that.
area.
It kind of was for us. I mean, it was the first time we were able to walk that part of the park in, what's it been now, 5-6 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was interesting that they decided to do that. Yeah, you have to go for Christmas, I guess, to see that part of the park anymore. But it was still kind of walled off. You just kind of, the Walk of Joy, it was just a bunch of Christmas trees.
Yeah, the whole thing's lined with Christmas trees with lights, and they have a nativity scene, a big menorah, and something for Kwanzaa, another bunch of candles for Kwanzaa. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of that thing is, but they had that too. And then it ends with the theater over there. I don't know the name of that theater. That's across from where Chiller used to be.
I think it's just Adventure Theater.
Okay, because they had a show in there, some sort of Jack Frost show.
Yes, I heard it may be good. We were going to try to see it, but it was, as one lady put it, sold out. Not that you had to pay extra to go in there, but just, it was, I guess the theater was full. The place was really crowded.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, the warm weather may have had something to do with it. Although it seems like this whole Holiday in the Park thing is a hit.
I think, yeah, I said this to you when we were there. I think people just love special events.
Yes.
You know, you have anything that's a little different than normal, people will come out for it. At least around here, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Well, that was the interesting thing about this. It was the majority of people that were going in just to be there.
Yeah, right.
Just to loiter. Most of them seemed to stay in the central, the would-be hub of the Great Adventure.
Oh yeah, that was very crowded.
Around that LED tree. Most of them stayed there. Not as many people were riding the rides or doing much of anything else, even eating or anything. They were just there to be there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. And the decorations were cool.
Yeah. Oh, wait, before
it's just really expensive just to see those.
Well, yeah, it's a little pricey. What was it? It was I think $50 actually.
What? $50?
At least on Saturday it's $50. I think the price is a little different.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
You got to pick your day.
Depending on the day. Before we move on from sections that were closed, there's one other section I want to bring up. You know, they opened up. What? Oh, the parking lot?
Should be condemned.
It should, right, yes.
Unsafe driving conditions. Anyway.
So, you know, they opened up that Old Country walkway.
Buffet. Oh, no. Road. No, Old Country Road. Yeah. Oh, that's a local joke. What is it called? Old Country, the Old Country.
Yeah, the Old Country. That walkway that they closed, that they now open, that you can walk through there now to get to that theater. You would think that you could walk all the way around by the old stunt show arena and over to Dark Knight and Batman the Ride, but no, they walled it off by where the old Stuntman Freefall used to be. Essentially, there's the theater, and I think there's a bathroom next to that theater.
The Blue Parrot
and
restrooms.
the Blue Parrot, yeah.
Right after
Blue Parrot restrooms, yeah, that's right.
Right after those, they walled it off.
They walled it off. So they didn't make a loop out of that, the stupid bastards, and that was really annoying because that just makes it a dead end.
Just to piss you off.
And that was crowded to get in and out of there. A lot of people were coming in and out.
Because people were being fooled by it.
Right. So because normally it's the other way. During the regular season, you can walk by that old stunt show arena.
Yes.
And by part of Chiller. Can you walk by the Blue Parrot? Or is that
That's
closed?
only during Fright Fest.
That's only during Fright Fest. Okay. Yeah. It's the opposite during Fright Fest.
Every season is different. It's like
It's
summer,
really weird.
Summer you can't walk through any of that.
Okay, yeah.
It's walled off on both sides. Then Fright Fest, they open the one side up, and then I guess now for Christmas, they open the other side up. But it's never a loop.
Yeah, that's just, oh, God. Come on, guys.
So
Just open it up.
That's really stupid. And another thing that just makes you kind of messes with your head a little bit. It's like, Great Adventure. Fuck them. It's like you want to, and that was what kept happening. It was a roller coaster of emotions.
It was.
No, pun unavoidable, really. Just the fact that it was, we'd see we'd see a couple things, and it'd be, oh wow, this is great. Oh wow, this is really great. And then something like that dead end, and then it would be like, oh god, it's Great Adventure. Of course, it's still Six Flags. Nothing ever changes.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, that's just the way it is. It's with them. It's just it's one step forward, two steps back.
right. Well, this Holiday in the Park experience was just like any other Six Flags experience.
Six Flags Day.
Right. There,
That they wish upon you.
you know, you have your good and you have your bad. It can never just be all good with maybe some tiny little bad things that you could ignore. It's like, no, there's always these
Oh, big blaring.
glaring bad things, that happen throughout the day.
Just they're in your face. You can't ignore them.
Yeah.
So whatever the area, the Adventure Alley was like a winter, like a frozen something, North Pole
Was it?
frozen
Okay.
theme.
Sure.
'Cause That was where all the blue lights were.
Okay,
So
sure.
And they had the it looked like simulated like snow falling from the trees in lights.
That was very cool.
and that looked really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where they had the blue that was like it kind of messed with your eyes after a while. All the blue trees.
It was a little difficult to look at. I don't know what it was. If you looked at it for like more than, I don't know, 30 seconds, like you kind of went cross-eyed. At least that's what happened to me.
No, it was a little weird. It had like a little bit of a funhouse effect. It was
Yeah,
hard to
yeah.
walk straight through there after a while. That was that. Then there was like the Poinsettia area.
Oh, that's
was
right.
the corner by Skull Mountain.
Yeah.
Movie Town was.
Well, they had a poinsettia tree, made out of poinsettias over there.
They had a few different like fun things. Yeah, they had a tree made of Christmas balls
Yeah.
too out.
That was by the bumper cars, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was like in that Adventure Alley area, and those were then like the area going toward the carousel was like a gingerbread lane or something
Yeah.
because it was all like candy.
No, Gingerbread Junction.
Gingerbread Junction.
That's right, because it's Gingerbread Man's junk. Shun.
Gingerbread junk in your face. Shun. But that was, I mean, they made Houdini look like a peppermint palace
Yeah.
or something. It was like an old candy cane, and those trees around it were all red and white stripes,
were? Yeah.
like candy canes. And that was really cool. That Yum Yum Palace looked better than ever at night.
It
Because they
really
actually
did.
put lights around the ice cream structures. Again, if you've never been to this park, this whole thing is going to be lost on you. But sorry, this is really for people who are in the know. Everything's online. Look it up. Just look up images of all these things. You'll see it. So it's cool looking to begin with, but it looks so much better with all the lights around the ice cream scoops and all this cool stuff on the building.
Yeah.
It looked really good. And they did it with a carousel too.
The carousel looked great. Well, what was really interesting, or particularly interesting about that, was on the columns that surround the building that houses the carousel. They're striped. Each column is a different color. It's white and some other color. Mm-hmm. And what they managed to do was they actually found Christmas lights that matched the color of each of the columns.
Yeah, it was like
I don't know how they did that.
It's like lights and garland.
Yeah.
That match the color. And they're very they're like pastel color, but
Yeah, right.
they're like a little faded. They're because I mean it's from the 70s and it looks a little 70s. But that's part of the charm of that area of the park. And they matched those 70s colors, so it's like you can't buy this. They had to have those custom made.
Oh,
They had to have someone,
to.
They had to have someone come in and then like actually look at the colors, and then match it. Take a sample, take a picture, something, so they could go back and then make it custom, make the garland and the lights, and they did that. And so we were really impressed by the fact that those are custom. And again, that part, I think they should leave that all the time
That would look pretty nice.
because that looks so much better at night than it ever normally does. So I
Yeah.
think between the Yum Yum Palace and the Carousel Building, which are both in that sort of fantasy Sunday ice cream theme, it's like candy or ice cream, they should always leave those lights there. I know they won't, but they should because that looked amazing. So, and it wasn't necessarily Christmas. It was just like a great way to light those structures up. That again, I think they should always have. But so that was really cool. And then the boardwalk was like just some kind of Frosty's Wonderland because you had to walk underneath.
Yes.
You walk through Frosty's crotch,
Yeah.
and
Another crotch. Well, they had white trees lined against the games. The theme there, was white.
well, I guess
all
the
by the
lights
games.
that are on the game structures
Well, they're white.
are already white normally,
Yeah.
so they just matched everything. It's all cold white.
Yeah.
So that was all cool.
Yeah. So those are pretty much all the decorations, right?
Well, there's two other biggies that but they tie into the rides. So we'll
Oh,
start.
you
Want to
mean
start
that,
there?
that giant blow up ginger dead man that they put on top of the carousel?
Oh, was he dead? Was he left over from Fright Fest? Did they accidentally leave the clown?
Well,
The
it's
giant
funny.
Clown?
Well, yeah, it's like they put a different blow up figure on there for the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
They normally have a Fright Fest clown blow up thing on top of the carousel, and this time they put a gingerbread man. They had a blow up snowman guy by the boardwalk.
That was we walked through his crotch. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had to blow up Santa across from. Oh, it was on top of the what is that? The laser heist thing you're supposed to.
Oh yeah, that
upcharge
building,
thing,
that
whatever
building,
that's
yeah.
called.
But that they turned that into some kind of a
Oh,
Santa's workshop.
yeah,
thing.
I was gonna say because that's Santa's workshop, and then across from that is
It's a
where
gift,
you would.
a gift shop building that they turned into Santa's house.
So those are all the decorations, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm thinking the parachute tower.
oh, that's right.
Then they turned the parachute tower into kind of a big giant tree.
Yeah.
Because they put lights from like the top down to the ground coming outward, so it made like a tree,
Yeah.
like a Christmas tree.
It looked like if you're familiar with SeaWorld San Diego and their observation tower, it looked like that because I think they have that up all year round. The lights on that observation tower.
Yeah, because we were there in the summer,
Yeah.
right? And it was like that.
Yeah, so it looked just like that.
Yes, they did that, and they did it in such a way though that the parachute could still operate. It wasn't like they were in between the right of way of each individual parachute car, so they could still operate. Although it was closed
Yeah.
the day we were there, but it is meant to operate for this. So they did that, and then the last big set piece was what they did to Skull Mountain,
yeah.
and that was maybe the most shocking thing of all to me. I didn't really see that one coming.
Well, how can you see any of this coming?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole thing was surprising me every turn. But man, Skull Mountain, they covered the entire face of it with red lights, just like these like it's like rope lights, like ropes of it's mini lights, but they're in clusters on like a rope, and they just covered the whole thing, the whole face of it, all the rock work, covered with these red lights. And they renamed the ride. They called it, well, it was in the Poinsettia area, and they renamed it Poinsettia Peak. I mean, walking up to it, it was impressive to see it. We then saw the sign, the temporary sign put in front of the regular ride sign, and then we got even more excited at the fact that they did something. Like, oh my goodness, they changed this. The line was a little long, but we felt we had to do it.
Yeah, they changed the name. They put lights on the outside. What did they do to the inside?
Right. You think, I guess it's going to be just giant poinsettia projections, or at least a bunch of red lights or something. So we thought. It was cool waiting for it, though, is through the peak outs, I guess you can call them, the peak outs on the line, you could see out in the midway.
Yeah.
You could just see the back side of all the red light, all those red lights.
Backside of light.
Yes, it was like the backside of lights. But it was kind of cool. But then by the time you get to the station of Skull Mountain, there was nothing. It was exactly, it could have been any day in the summer. It was nothing. That's when I started getting a little worried. And then you actually go on the ride and nothing's different.
No.
I mean, the skull, the actual Mr. Skull that's in there, and the pumpkin head guy are still in there. They didn't change anything. So it still was more of a Halloween ride than a Christmas ride.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't understand how it could be called Poinsettia Peak when there's nothing different. It's just Skull Mountain.
Yeah.
So, but there you go. That's Great Adventure. That's Six Flags. That's what happens. They get your hopes up. They get you excited about something on one level, and then they tear it down not that long later. However,
This was one of the best rides that I think both of us had on Skull Mountain.
yes, it was. No, as soon as it was done, I think I said that. I was like, am I going crazy, or was that one of the best rides I've ever had on this thing? Because it was. You confirmed it.
And it was. And it was one of the best because, we did it at night because, the sun goes down so early.
It's hard not to this time of year, yeah.
Yeah. So normally when you do Skull Mountain during a summer day, The inside of Skull Mountain, there are a bunch of little cracks and holes, and light gets in there into the show building, and kind of ruins the darkness a little bit. So since we did it at night, there wasn't that problem, and it was pretty pitch black in there. I couldn't really see anything.
Yeah, except what you're supposed to see, which is
the pumpkin guy.
Mr. Skull's got his eyes going,
yeah.
and the pumpkin guy has it's like a blacklit thing.
And it's like, I don't know that layout to begin with, and then that made it even better.
Yeah, it was totally dark. I guess I never really thought about it, but I don't know if I've ever ridden Skull Mountain at night.
Yeah. I don't think I have.
I think it's always daytime when we do it.
Well, because, during the summer, you have such, little time to ride anything at night. You want to make it count.
Yes.
So you got to do, you got to do Nitro. You got to do
El Toro.
El Toro, yeah. You're not going to waste your time on Skull Mountain.
No. Because it's dark. It's mostly dark anytime.
Yeah.
Even in the day. But sunlight gets through, and this was great at night. So that was cool. But other than that, it was just Skull Mountain.
Yeah.
But it looks cool on the outside anyway.
It does.
Poinsettia Peak.
I mean, it was that, Houdini. A couple of the rides they renamed. Houdini had those, you kind of mentioned they had the candy cane projections on the building.
Yeah.
And they renamed that. I think it was Candy Cane Chaos or something like that. It was something.
That might have been it. Yeah, something like that.
It was something Chaos. It was all C's.
Okay.
I know that much.
Yeah, they renamed that. We didn't do it.
The Parachute Tower.
I haven't heard that it's any different, though.
Yeah, the Parachute Tower, they called that something else, too. That's how we know it was supposed to be open, because
it had a ride sign.
It had a new ride sign for the Holiday in the Park thing. I'm not sure what other ones were renamed. Those are the 3 that I noticed. I'm sure they renamed other ones.
I think maybe some of the flat rides might have been renamed.
Okay.
But then the majority of the rides and all the rest of the roller coasters just ran as themselves. There was nothing special. Not only did they not rename them, they didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy just to have them open.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I guess it's not a huge deal, because there's not really much you can do with a roller coaster anyway. It was enough to have the rides open,
Sure.
I think. That was good. That's where we get to another negative, another bit of a Great Adventure screw job. They had, we talked about the parts of the park that were not open. Within the boundaries of what was open, though, pretty much every ride was open. We did what we could. It was frustrating. They were running the roller coasters at lower capacity than normal. Well, let's see. We did Dark Knight first. That wasn't noticeable. I think they had normal amount of mouse cars on there. Skull Mountain had its 2 trains as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Batman, the line was rather long, so we didn't wait it. So I don't know if they were running the 2 trains or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
We never bothered to take notice. Nitro, though, was running 2 when it almost always runs 3. Even on lighter days, they still always run 3. It's a very long ride. If you don't run 3, you're usually waiting for a train to come back into the station after a while.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Just for the record, we did ride Nitro at night, and
Oh, yeah.
you got to do it at night. It's magical. I don't know. It's just fantastic.
It's one of the great night rides. It's a top 5 night ride.
Because you're out in the woods. There's no lights out there. Just you and the stars.
Yeah,
it's great.
From the station, you have a hard time seeing the track.
You can't really see it. Almost at all.
Because it was, what it was too, is I think it was like a new moon or pretty close.
Oh.
There was little to no moon out either, so there was like no light. So it was really dark out there. It was great. But then the big problem was Green Lantern. That was one that I did want to do before we left, and first thing we noticed was we walked through the very lengthy queue to start getting up to the station, was that the line was shorter than it usually is, shorter than a summer line. But then we noticed that they were only running 1 train on that one. I mean, I understand you have to do the off-season maintenance, but I mean, Nitro at least only had the 1 train out. Plus, there was a lot of rides that weren't operating at all for Holiday in the Park. So why don't you work on those right now, guys?
Yeah, right.
It just seemed like that this didn't need to happen. I mean, you were doing this, you're staying open till whatever it is, a couple days after New Year's Day this year. So plan accordingly. You gotta, otherwise why be open? So that was a real kick in the nuts. And again, it's that roller coaster of emotions. It's you walk in, it's like, oh, look at this. The line's shorter than usual. This is not going to be bad. And then when you realize that line that was there was only for one train, then it immediately doubles.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is not good. And we were forced to get offline. We didn't wait it out. And that was disappointing.
It was.
It really was. Again, Superman was also open. We didn't even check to see. I wouldn't be surprised if that was one train as well.
Yeah.
And one train on that, wow.
Oh, that's rough. That's really
that's
rough.
horrific.
Yeah.
Maybe I had two, I don't know, but I mean, one on Green Lantern, that's unacceptable. That's a long ride too.
It is, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned Nitro's a long ride. This is also a long ride, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very long ride, so it's a long time in between trains loading.
Plus, it's a little trickier with the stand-up train. Everyone is a little confused about what exactly they're supposed to be doing, so it takes a little longer to load.
What? You're standing up?
You're right.
Like that guy from
It's just
Cedar
like
Point. But yes, the guy who didn't know it was a stand-up coaster. Didn't know stand-up coasters existed.
He didn't know until he was on it.
Until he was like, just got to board, and he's like, what? You're standing up? And then the irony is the very next season, you're no longer standing up on that ride.
Yeah.
So now he'll go back and he'll swear like he can kind of remember standing up, but he won't be sure.
What? You're sitting down?
He'll just be like, no, he'll be like, I don't know. I guess it was a dream I had. I don't know. Too weird. So yes, it's Great Adventure's Christmas gift to us all. That they just couldn't run everything properly. But other than that, I mean, it was nice to have the rides open. The Nitro nighttime ride was awesome. I wish we could have gotten a few more rides in, but you know, still, I was content, just because it was such an experience, just to see all the decorations and just to be in the park in December.
Well, that was the thing. To experience this for the first time anyway, with all the decorations and everything, yeah, it made up for that. Now, in subsequent years, I don't know. Are those decorations going to be enough?
Yeah, once you see it, if they just do the same exact thing again, as far as the decor, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, all right, yeah, they had the one show that we didn't catch. You know, we could catch that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, they do have the show on the LED tree in the front of the park. I think those are the only two shows. Was that it?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they don't have many theaters anymore. We know that.
That's right, yeah.
They have the old Stunt Show Arena, but that was closed. You couldn't even walk over there.
Right.
In that corner.
And then the other theater that they have in next to Bizarro,
the big one, the big arena.
Yeah, that whole section is closed.
That was closed too, yeah. So, yeah, they just had a couple of shows.
A couple of stilt walkers, you know.
Yeah, that's where it was lacking a little bit. I thought even something simple like carolers, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not that would be that exciting, but just, I don't know, it just seemed like it would be simple and cheap to hire some folks to do that, and I'm just surprised they didn't go there.
Well, you know, again, you know, it comes back to this is the first year they're doing this, so maybe next year.
Well, the music was nice.
Yeah, they did actually have a mix of the old standbys,
Traditional.
Christmas songs, yeah.
Old and new.
But then, yeah, they also mixed in a bunch of newer songs, newer versions of those old standbys. It was a healthy mix, and I thought that was nice. I appreciated that.
Yeah, it was good. It was prominent. You could hear it.
And they had a couple of extra food items. I noticed they had a Belgian waffle cart.
Oh, yes.
And
didn't get to try that, but yeah.
Yeah, you can load a bunch of shit on your waffle and wolf it down.
All kinds of wacky waffles, yeah.
You know, hot chocolate with Peeps marshmallow.
Oh, yeah, they did have that. It was like you could melt a snowman in a snowman peep
Yeah.
in your hot chocolate.
Kettle corn, they had a kettle corn stand,
That was okay.
which they don't normally have. So they had a couple of extra food things there for you.
They did have, I didn't see it in person, but I saw on the website, a stuffing burger. A burger with like cranberry sauce and stuffing on it.
That sounds disgusting.
It sounds a little nasty. It does. Yeah, we did not get any food there.
Well, it's like,
Well, we got the kettle corn.
yeah, we have the
That was it, though.
You know, it's like you have the bun and then you have stuffing. It's like you need more starch, you need more bread.
Maybe stuffing is the bun.
Oh, stuffing is
We
the
didn't
well, that would
we-
be better.
We didn't see it. Maybe a stuffing bun.
That'd be more interesting. You
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. Come on.
I don't. Yeah, I can't
I
imagine
don't know,
it.
though.
But
Oh, you know that Yum Yum Palace was packed.
it was. It was very crowded in there.
Oh, and they had fire pits.
Yeah, they had at least a couple areas. One by the parachute tower in front of Twister, and then the other one was by that commissary
By
in
Dark
front,
Knight.
In front of Dark Knight.
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah,
And it looked like you could buy marshmallows and toast them.
and toast marshmallows or make your own s'mores. I think.
So you could do that.
I'm sure it's like $20 a pop, but
Oh, yeah, it's got to be
something
so expensive.
astronomical. Not worth it, I'm sure. But you could do that if you wanted to. If it
Mm-hmm.
was cold, maybe the fire pits would have meant something more.
That's true,
You
too.
might have had people gathering around just to warm up. But it wasn't cold the day we were there. It was cool, though. It made a nice smell. Another smell.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get back to smells, yeah, because you just smelled that fireplace smell when you got to those areas, which is kind of neat. What else? Was there anything else?
They did a good job. I was in terms of the new stuff, the decorations, and you know all the live trees they bought, and they actually put lights on them, and even the selection of music. It was all actually very nice. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was a good balance of, it wasn't too much Christmas. It was just enough, and it looked really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's the other thing is that even though it's called Holiday in the Park, it is pretty Christmas heavy.
Yeah, it really was just Christmas.
Yeah.
It really wasn't anything else.
Yeah. I mean, you could go with it. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still have a good time with it, I think. Because, you know, the rides are still open and
Yeah, it was very nice. They did have some custom merchandise for the event, a couple of shirts, and they had some Christmas ornaments for the park, and I did get one of those.
mm-hmm.
They had it was a retro logo, you know, the Great Adventure logo. Before it was even Six Flags, it just says Great Adventure. It was the rainbow logo,
That's pretty funny that they did that.
and that's not the original logo. It's kind of interesting. That's like the second or third one down. But
Okay.
that's like
It was like early 80s logo?
I think it was somewhere in the 80s. I think when it was a ballet company.
Oh, those years?
So it was like that, yeah.
I totally forgot.
But then
about
when
that.
when it was Six Flags, they kept the rainbow for a while too. Yeah, so the ornament was cool, the retro logo one. I got that. It's on my tree now. So Holiday in the Park. So overall, I guess we'll give it a good rating. Not great, good.
Yeah.
Better than okay though. It's good.
No, I would definitely recommend it.
What was that? How many
especially-
flags? How many flags did we give
Oh, how many
this?
flags? I don't know. I mean, I give it 4 or 5 flags, really. You
How
know?
many LED flags? We give it wow. Out of 6.
Yeah.
Obviously the Six Flags scale.
Go, you know,
So
4 and a
four?
half. I'll say 4.5.
4.5,
I'll
you
go
said
to-
4 or 5.
I'll split the difference.
So we'll give it 4.5 flags? I guess I could see that.
I thought it was very good. I was impressed.
Okay. Wow, 4.5 flags.
They definitely did a better job than I was expecting.
Yeah. That is the case, I think. It was surprising. It was a Christmas surprise. That was the
Yeah.
gift. It was a surprise. Yeah, the way it looked, the look of it, the sights and sounds were, and smells even. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and there should be just a little bit of time left, so go check it out. If you weren't sure, if you were on the fence,
Yeah, if you're close and you want to do it, sure.
especially if you have a season pass, just do it.
Or if your local park is one of the other Six Flags. I know Over George is doing it, and Magic Mountain's doing it.
Yeah, I think Fiesta Texas is
Yeah,
doing
well,
it.
they always had a Christmas event, though. I think.
Oh, they did.
They were one of the ones that did do it
Oh, okay.
even before this year.
So
I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty
all
sure.
right. Yeah, so if your local Six Flags is doing it, I think you should check it out, especially in this first year.
Maybe
when
not
it's-
Magic Mountain. I don't
when
know.
it's fresh.
I find it really hard to believe that the park that doesn't want to do anything besides a roller coaster. I don't know.
Oh, you think they didn't do as good a job? Well, that park is like twice as big as any other park in the chain. So, well, maybe not Great America, but
It's not, yeah.
but it's like they would have to buy like twice as many decorations for that place.
So overall, yeah, we liked it. Imagine that, but not without its negative elements, of course. But I think we covered that as well. What was I gonna say? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. We gotta throw it out there for the folks. We got a little bit of by going at Christmas. It was we saw something unique in the parking lot. All those trailers. They had like it must have been about 30 tractor trailers.
It was a lot.
All dropped off in the parking lot. It was probably the parts of Total Mayhem.
Probably.
I'd have to guess that was the shipment, all the trailers, because again, it was a lot. It was like 30 to 40. It's a sea of these trailers. And now we know where Total Mayhem comes from. When 30 trailers love each other very much, they all get together and very, quite possibly not so good ride comes out of it. Very sketchy ride that I'm really not sure about yet.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're gonna have to ride that thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait for that thing, aren't we? That's the real kick in the pants.
Well, somebody's gonna have to go down there.
Yeah, somebody's gonna go down there. Where's Ray? Good rides over there. What did I say to you? The good rides are in that park over there. Not Great Adventure. No, they have some good rides. They really do. That's the problem. That's why we keep going back.
Well, that's the problem with Six Flags.
God damn Six Flags. And now they even have a somewhat charming Christmas event.
Yeah.
Again, of all places. Well, now we just gotta, when's Cedar Fair gonna pick up on it? Right?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Cedar Fair, you're it. Come on, you're the much more charming company to begin with. So I want to see what they got. I'm sure they could do it better. They do Fright Fest better. Because it does seem like this is definitely a trend in the industry. With the exception of the parks that are really far north that I just don't think can pull it off because the weather, it's almost guaranteed to snow every December. With the exception of those, I really think we're, in the next 5 to 10 years, pretty much every park around the country will be doing this.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think it's just the next step. It's the evolution. Everybody jumped on to the Halloween event and having that extend their season, and now I think they're going to jump onto the Christmas event. And now you can have your season go all the way until New Year's every year.
Well, Knott's does have Knott's Merry Farm, but Knott's is a little bit of a different park in that chain.
Knott's is like its own.
Yeah. It's definitely treated differently. So, kind of have to ignore that one.
So they do it. Knott's Merry Farm. But I really think there will be. I think we're going that way. I predict. I think it's going to happen. The Busch Parks picked up on it a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they do it. Whatever the fuck they got going on. Who knows? Who cares?
Disney's been doing it a long time.
Oh,
Dolly's been doing it a
Disney.
while.
Oh, Dolly's tits have been sporting lights for decades. God.
Universal has Grinchmas, right?
That just sounds lame.
Definitely. Who else is there? Those are the majors.
And these Six Flags things now.
So,
Silver Dollar, too.
Yeah.
The other Herschend.
And then I'm sure SeaWorld puts out a tree or whatever.
Sure.
Well, anyway.
So, yes, from all of us here at Thanks for Riding, Merry Christmas.
This is Santa leaving Great Adventures Holiday in Hell event. I managed to slip past security long enough to get in the queue for a few rides, just to be cut in line, spit on, and made to wait longer than necessary with only one train operation. I was kicked out of the Jack Frost show because the theater was too full. The decorations were nice though. Look at all these ornaments out here in the parking lot. Oh, that's just garbage. I'm getting back to my sleigh. Oh man, there's glass bottles at the skids and graffiti on the side. Where's the boys? I think someone stole my reindeer.
Holiday in hell. I like it.
Could you give me a ride, Lou?
Ah, why not? It's Christmas!
And as Santa Claus and Lucifer ride into the night in a graffiti-covered sleigh pulled by 8 reanimated reindeer carcasses, they could be heard exclaiming,
Merry Christmas to all, and to all, thanks for riding.
This is not Great Adventure. We're here, Holiday in the Park. Thanks for riding.